Have you ever stopped to think about what we actually value in culture today? I mean, really looked at the things that get the most likes, the most attention, and the most prestige?
It's a bit overwhelming when you think about it, Alex. We've moved into this era where the wrapper is often treated as more important than the gift inside.
Exactly. It's all about the spectacle, right? The shallow aesthetics and the performative lifestyle. But today we're diving into a document that wants to flip that script entirely.
You're talking about the Spark campaign. Their core thesis is honestly quite provocative. Knowledge is the new sexy TM. It's a cultural white paper for what they call the transformational age.
I love that phrase, the transformational age. It suggests we're at a crossroads. But Elena, why now? Why do we need a campaign to tell us that being smart is, well, attractive?
Well, the paper argues we're in a crisis of disconnection. For decades, we've elevated superficiality over substance. We've been conditioned to seek validation through these really shallow metrics.
Like follower counts or how good our vacation photos look? I mean, I'm guilty of that sometimes too. It's hard not to be in this digital ecosystem.
Exactly. And that's the point. These digital ecosystems reward impulsivity and outrage. They reward vanity over wisdom. The result is a generation that's strategically unprepared for a complex world.
Wait, strategically unprepared. That sounds serious. You're saying our obsession with the surface level is actually making us less capable as a society.
Precisely. When curiosity and critical thinking lose their aspirational status, we see a rise in anti-intellectualism. Intelligence starts being framed as boring or even elitist.
I've definitely seen that. It's like being the smart kid in the room is suddenly something you have to apologize for. It's almost socially isolating in some circles.
Right? And meanwhile, ignorance or emotional instability gets glamorized. The Spark campaign wants to reverse that trajectory by making brilliance beautiful again.
So how do they actually do that? You can't just tell people, hey, go read a book because it's cool. People do what they feel is rewarded, right?
That's the core of their strategy, Alex. They call it the big repositioning. It's based on the idea that human beings naturally pursue what society rewards.
So if we change the reward system, we change the behavior. It's almost like social engineering, but for wisdom.
In a way, yes. If culture starts rewarding emotional intelligence, strategic thinking, and articulate communication, people will adapt. They'll start striving for those things.
I mean, it makes sense. We've seen it happen with fitness or wealth. We've made those things sexy. Why not do the same for a well-stocked mind?
Exactly. They are redefining sexy to include things like curiosity, self-awareness, and mastery. It's about moving from temporary appearance to enduring substance.
Let's break down that list. Curiosity is sexy. I can actually see that. There's something really magnetic about someone who is genuinely interested in the world, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. Think about the last time you talked to someone who was truly passionate and knowledgeable about a subject. It's infectious. You're drawn to that clarity and insight.
It's true. It's much more engaging than someone who just talks about themselves or their latest purchase. But what about emotional intelligence's power?
That's a huge one. In our modern world, the ability to empathize, to self-regulate, and to navigate complex relationships is actually a massive competitive advantage.
So it's not just about being nice. It's about being effective. It's about having the tools to handle the chaos of life without spiraling.
Exactly. Mastery is another one. The dedication and discipline it takes to truly refine a skill that generates a lot of admiration. It's inspiring to watch.
Okay, so the philosophy is solid. But how does this look in the real world? Like, is this just a series of posters, or is there more to it?
It's a full-scale movement, Alex. They have a media division that's creating cinematic advertisements and influencer partnerships. But the visual style is what's really interesting.
Oh? Tell me more. Is it all dusty libraries and tweed jackets? Because that's the old-school intellectual look.
Not at all. They're going for a luxury editorial aesthetic. Think futuristic symbolism, cinematic realism, and this premium black and gold branding. It looks like a high-end fashion house.
Whoa, okay. So they're using the same visual language that luxury brands use to sell watches or cars, but they're using it to sell intellectual ambition?
Precisely. They want to make learning feel prestigious. If it looks like a premium lifestyle asset, people will treat it like one.
That is brilliant. It's meeting the culture where it is, instead of just wagging a finger at it. And I saw something in the paper about a sexy mind challenge, TM.
Yes, it's a global challenge to gamify intellectual growth. It tracks things like reading habits, vocabulary, and even financial literacy through streaks and certifications.
I love a good streak. If I can have a streak for my workouts, why not for my reading? It adds that social accountability that we all seem to crave.
Right? And then there are the Spark Salons, TM. These sound like my kind of night out. They're merging intellectual discussion with nightlife and networking.
Wait, like philosophy and cocktails or future tech nights? That sounds like a much better way to spend a Friday than just shouting over loud music in a club.
Exactly. The goal is to make intellectual discussion socially exciting. You're not just learning, you're engaging with a community of thinkers and builders.
It's about creating a space where it's actually cool to be smart. I mean, imagine a first date at a Spark Salon. You'd learn so much more about the person.
Honestly, it would be a game changer for relationship dynamics. You're connecting on a level of substance rather than just surface level attraction.
Let's talk about the youth development side of this. This feels crucial. Kids today are growing up in such a different world than we did.
It's vital, Alex. Young people mirror what culture glamorizes. If we can show them that intelligence is fashionable and empowering, we change their whole trajectory.
Right, if the cool people they follow on social media are talking about books or emotional intelligence training, they'll want to do it too.
Exactly. The campaign plans to launch debate programs, entrepreneurship initiatives, and mentorship networks specifically for them. It's about building resilience.
And it's not just for kids. I noticed they're targeting professionals too. People looking for executive communication and strategic thinking skills.
Definitely. In the professional world, these aren't just soft skills anymore. They are the primary drivers of success in a world being reshaped by AI and automation.
That's a great point. As machines take over the routine tasks, the uniquely human things like wisdom, empathy, and creativity become even more valuable.
You nailed it. The Spark campaign positions these skills as the ultimate premium lifestyle asset. It's about being future-proof.
I'm curious about the digital side. They mentioned a mobile app and a global platform. How does that tie it all together?
The app is the hub. It's where you track your learning streaks, join live discussions, and connect with other people in the movement. It's like a social network for the mind.
So instead of doom scrolling, you're, growth scrolling? I could get behind that. Imagine a feed that actually makes you smarter every time you open it.
That's the dream, right? Instead of feeling drained after 20 minutes on your phone, you feel energized and inspired. It's about intentionality.
Elena, this all sounds amazing, but it's a huge undertaking. Is this actually scalable? Can a campaign really change global culture?
It's definitely ambitious, but look at how much culture has changed in just the last 10 years. We've seen massive shifts in how we think about health, work, and identity.
That's true. We've seen movements go from the fringes to the mainstream very quickly. And the economic opportunities here are massive.
Absolutely. From merchandise and licensing to premium educational programs and corporate partnerships, there's a huge market for substance.
I think people are hungry for it, honestly. I think we're all a little tired of the shallow stuff. We want something that actually feels real.
I agree. There's a certain fatigue that comes with trying to maintain a perfect, shallow image. Authenticity and depth are the antidotes to that.
Let's look at the global cultural vision section. This is where it gets really deep. They talk about cultivating a more resilient civilization.
It's a powerful vision. A society that values critical thinking is harder to manipulate. A society that values emotional intelligence has healthier relationships.
In a society that rewards curiosity expands faster. It's like they're saying that our very survival depends on making wisdom aspirational again.
In many ways, it does. The challenges we face, climate change, economic shifts, technological upheaval, they require our brightest minds, not just our loudest voices.
I love that line from the paper. The future belongs not merely to the loudest voices, but to the brightest minds. It's such a strong call to action.
It really is. And it's a reminder that brilliance is beautiful. We shouldn't be afraid to celebrate it or to strive for it ourselves.
So, for our listeners who are hearing this and thinking, yes, I want to be part of this, what's the first step? How do you be the spark?
It starts with a shift in mindset. It's about choosing curiosity over judgment. It's about deciding that your own growth is worth the investment.
I suppose it's also about what we celebrate in others. Instead of just complimenting someone's looks, Maybe we complement their insight or their creativity.
Exactly. We are the ones who create the rewards in our own social circles. If we start valuing substance, the people around us will notice.
It's like a ripple effect. One person starts prioritizing wisdom, and it gives everyone else permission to do the same and makes it safe to be smart.
And that's how a movement starts. It's not just about a big global campaign, it's about the small choices we make every day in our own lives.
I'm honestly feeling so inspired by this. It's such a refreshing take on what it means to be attractive or successful in the modern world.
Me too, Alex. It's about reclaiming our attention and our values from these systems that just want us to keep clicking and scrolling.
Wait, let's go back to the spark salons for a second. I keep thinking about that. Imagine a world where the most exclusive club in town is actually a place where people discuss ethics or astrophysics.
Right? And it's not just academic, it's vibrant. There's music, there's great design, there's energy. It's intellectual life, but with a pulse.
That's the key, isn't it? Taking the dust off of education, making it feel alive and relevant to our actual lives.
Exactly. Education shouldn't be something you finish in your 20s. It should be a lifelong pursuit that keeps you engaged with the world.
The paper calls it lifelong learning as culturally aspirational. I think that's such a beautiful goal. Imagine being 80 years old and still being seen as sexy because your mind is so sharp.
That's true beauty, isn't it? It's something that doesn't fade with time. If anything, it only gets better as you accumulate more experiences and insights.
It's the ultimate long-term investment. You're building a self that is interesting to live with, no matter what happens in the outside world.
And that kind of internal stability is what makes you truly magnetic to others. You're not constantly seeking external validation because you have this internal wealth.
Internal wealth, I love that. So, Elena, if you had to pick one spark to ignite in our listeners today, what would it be?
I think I would challenge everyone to find one thing they're genuinely curious about, something they've always wanted to understand, and just dive in. No pressure, just pure curiosity.
I love that. For me, I think it's going to be finally learning about the history of architecture. I walk past these buildings every day and I have no idea what they're saying to me.
That's perfect. Once you start learning, the world starts opening up. You see patterns and stories everywhere. It's like getting a new pair of glasses.
And suddenly, a simple walk down the street becomes an intellectual adventure. That's the power of the spark.
Exactly. It turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. And that's a pretty sexy way to live, don't you think?
I couldn't agree more. This has been such a fascinating deep dive. I feel like my own mind is a little bit brighter just from talking about this.
That's the goal, Alex. Knowledge is magnetic. We've just proven it. The more we talk about these ideas, the more we're drawn to them.
Before we wrap up, I want to read that final declaration from the paper one more time. It's just so powerful.
Please do. It's the perfect way to close this out.
The future belongs to minds that burn brighter. Not merely the loudest voices, not merely the shallowest trends, but the thinkers, the builders, the innovators.
And the emotionally intelligent, the strategically aware, the endlessly curious. This movement exists to ignite that future.
To make intelligence aspirational again. To remind humanity that brilliance is beautiful. And to spark a world where wisdom once again becomes worthy of admiration.
Join the movement. Be the spark, TM. Honestly, Alex, I'm ready to sign up right now. Where do I get my black and gold membership card?
I'm right there with you. I think we should start our own mini salon right here in the studio next week.
I'm in. We'll bring the big ideas and maybe some really good coffee. Who says learning can't be a premium experience?
Exactly. Let's show the world that knowledge really is the new sexy. Thanks for joining me today, Elena. This was truly enlightening.
Thank you, Alex. It was a pleasure. I can't wait to see what sparks we ignite next.
Wait, Elena, before you go, I was thinking about the Sexy Mind Challenge again. You mentioned financial literacy. Why do you think they included that in a sexy campaign?
That's a great question. I think it's because true independence and strategic thinking include how you manage your resources. There's nothing more stressful and frankly less sexy than being constantly overwhelmed by your own finances.
That makes so much sense. It's about competence, right? Being competent in the world means being able to navigate all its systems, including the economic ones.
Exactly. It's about agency. When you have the knowledge to manage your life effectively, you move through the world with a different kind of confidence. And confidence is always attractive.
It's that confidence through competence they mentioned. It's not just faking it. It's actually knowing your stuff. That's a much more stable foundation.
It really is. And it applies to everything, from how you speak to how you lead. Mastery in any area creates this aura of reliability and strength.
I'm also thinking about the emotional regulation part. We live in such a reactive world. Someone says something on the internet and everyone just explodes.
Oh, tell me about it. But imagine the person who doesn't explode, the person who can stay calm, analyze the situation, and respond with clarity. That's a superpower today.
It really is. It's like everyone else is playing checkers, and that person is playing chess. It's that strategic intelligence that the paper talks about.
And that's what the Spark campaign is trying to glamorize. They want to make that level of self-control and insight something we all strive for.
It's funny, we usually think of sexy as something impulsive or wild, but they're saying it's actually the opposite. It's the refinement and the discipline.
It's a more mature version of attraction. It's the difference between a flash in the pan and a steady, burning flame. Hence, the spark.
I love that analogy, a spark that starts a fire that actually lasts. It's not just about the initial hit of dopamine. It's about something that builds over time.
Exactly. And that's why the campaign is so focused on lifelong learning. It's about keeping that flame alive for your entire life.
You know, I was reading this part about the media division and their visual identity again. The black and gold prestige branding. It's so smart to use luxury cues.
It really is. If you look at how we perceive value, we're so influenced by aesthetics. By dressing up knowledge in the clothes of luxury, they're bypassing our internal filters.
It's like they're saying, this book isn't just a chore, it's a status symbol. And in our current culture, status is a huge motivator.
Precisely. But it's a status symbol that actually has value. Unlike a designer bag that just sits there, knowledge actually transforms you.
Right. It's the only luxury item that nobody can ever take away from you. You carry it with you everywhere.
That's a great way to put it, Alex. It's the ultimate portable wealth. And the more you share it, the more you actually have. It's a win-win.
I'm also fascinated by the idea of spark salons as a way to replace or supplement traditional nightlife. I think people are genuinely lonely for real conversation.
I think you're right. We have so many connections on social media, but so few real conversations. We're starving for depth.
And the salons provide that. They give you a reason to talk about things that actually matter. It's like a gym for your social and intellectual muscles.
I love that. A gym for your mind. And just like a gym, it's more fun when you go with friends and you can see your progress over time.
Exactly. And with the app, you can track that progress. You can see your learning streaks and your achievement milestones. It makes growth feel tangible.
It's all about creating those positive feedback loops. If we can make growth feel as rewarding as scrolling through a feed, we've won.
It feels like we're on the verge of something really big here. Like this could be the start of a whole new cultural era.
I hope so, Alex. The transformational age is a bold name, but I think it's accurate. We have to transform if we want to thrive in the future.
And it starts with the mind. It starts with the spark. Honestly, I'm so glad we spent this time today really digging into this.
Me too. It's given me a lot to think about. I think I'm going to go home and finally start that book on philosophy I've been putting off.
I love it. And I'll be over here looking up the history of Gothic arches. We're both starting our own Sexy Mind Challenge today.
Let's do it. And next time we talk, we can share what we've learned. Our own mini salon right here.
It's a deal. To everyone listening, we hope this sparked something in you too. Remember, the future belongs to the brightest minds.
So go out there and be the spark. Make your mind the most attractive thing about you. It's a journey that's definitely worth taking.
Actually, Elena, one more thing. I was thinking about the youth development section. How do we get schools involved in this?
That's a tough one, because schools are often so slow to change. But the Spark campaign isn't just about formal education, it's about cultural influence.
So it's more about making it cool outside of school so that kids actually want to do well in school? Like changing the social incentive?
Exactly. If the celebrities and influencers they admire are talking about the importance of debate or STEM, the kids will naturally follow suit.
It's like we're hacking the cool factor. We're taking it away from the rebels without a cause and giving it to the thinkers with a purpose.
I love that phrasing. Thinkers with a purpose. That's exactly what we need more of. People who are not just smart, but who are using that intelligence to build something.
And that's where the entrepreneurship and leadership programs come in. It's about giving kids the tools to actually execute on their ideas.
Right. It's not just about knowing things. It's about doing things. Mastery is attractive because it leads to results.
It's a very holistic approach. It's not just one part of life, it's the whole thing. From your relationships to your career to your social life.
It has to be. Culture is a web. You can't just change one thread and expect the whole thing to shift. You have to address all of it.
I'm also thinking about the professional development side. For someone who's already in their career, how does this help them? Is it just about getting a promotion?
It's much more than that. It's about becoming a leader that people actually want to follow. Someone who has the emotional intelligence to manage a team and the strategic thinking to navigate a changing market.
So it's about being a premium professional, someone who brings more to the table than just a set of technical skills.
Exactly. In a world where AI can do the technical stuff, your human skills are what make you indispensable. That's the real sexy in the workplace.
I can see that. The person who can walk into a room, read the energy, and guide the conversation toward a solution, that person is incredibly valuable.
And they are the ones who will lead the companies of the future. The Spark campaign is essentially a roadmap for that kind of personal and professional evolution.
It's a lot to take in, but it's also incredibly exciting. It feels like there's so much potential for growth, both for us as individuals and for society as a whole.
It really does. And it all starts with that first spark of curiosity, that first decision to seek out substance over superficiality.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today, Elena. From the crisis of superficiality to the black and gold branding of the Spark campaign.
It's been a great conversation, Alex. I think we've really touched on the heart of why this movement is so important right now.
I agree, and I think we've given our listeners a lot to chew on. Hopefully, they're feeling as inspired as we are.
I hope so too. Remember, knowledge isn't just power, it's the new sexy. Let's make it the most aspirational thing in our culture.
Well said. Thanks again, Elena. And thanks to everyone for listening. We'll see you next time, and in the meantime, stay curious.
Stay curious and keep that spark burning bright. Bye for now.
Wait, Elena, I just thought of one more thing. We talked about the Spark salons and the Sexy Mind Challenge, but what about the merchandise? The paper mentioned a storefront.
Oh, right. It's not just about t-shirts, Alex. They're talking about high-end, beautifully designed items that reflect the black and gold aesthetic. Things that you'd actually be proud to own.
Like premium notebooks or maybe even tech accessories that feel like luxury items. It's about carrying the movement into your everyday life.
Exactly. It's about creating a lifestyle brand for the intellect. Every time you use one of those items, it's a reminder of your commitment to growth.
It's such a clever way to keep the movement top of mind, and it makes it easy for people to identify each other in the real world.
Right. It's like a secret handshake for the curious. You see someone with a Spark-branded item, and you immediately know you have something in common.
I love that. It's building a community, not just a following. It's about belonging to something that actually makes you better.
And that's the most powerful kind of movement there is. One that transforms you from the inside out, while also giving you a sense of connection to others.
Honestly, Elena, I could talk about this all day. There are just so many layers to it, but I think we should probably let our listeners get started on their own journeys.
You're right. The best way to understand the spark is to experience it for yourself. So go out there and find your own spark.
Well said. Thanks again, Elena. This was truly a blast.
It really was. Until the next time, Alex.
Wait, Elena, one last thing. I promise. I just realized that we didn't talk much about the documentaries and intellectual storytelling part of the media division.
Oh, that's such an important piece. They want to move away from dry, boring educational videos and create content that is as engaging as a Hollywood movie.
Like high production value stories about great thinkers or deep dives into complex scientific concepts that feel like a thriller.
Exactly. If you can make a documentary about a heist feel exciting, why not make a documentary about the discovery of the Higgs boson feel just as thrilling?
I would totally watch that. It's all in the storytelling, isn't it? If you can find the human drama and the high stakes and intellectual pursuits, people will be hooked.
And there is so much drama in discovery. The failures, the breakthroughs, the obsession, it's all there. We just need to tell those stories in a way that resonates.
It's about making the life of the mind feel like an adventure, which it is. It's the greatest adventure there is.
I couldn't agree more. And that's what the Spark campaign is all about, inviting everyone to join that adventure. It's not just for experts, it's for everyone.
That's a perfect place to end. Everyone is invited. Everyone can be a spark. Let's make the future a whole lot brighter.
Let's do it. See you out there, Alex.
See you, Elena. And to everyone listening, go find something that makes your mind light up today. You won't regret it.
Honestly, Alex, even just our conversation today has felt like a mini salon. I feel like we've covered the psychological, the cultural, and even the economic aspects of this movement.
It really has. It's amazing how much there is to unpack when you start looking at intelligence through the sexy lens. It changes everything.
It really does. It's like we've been looking at a black and white photo and someone suddenly turned on the color. Everything is more vibrant and meaningful.
And that's the aha moment we were talking about. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start noticing the lack of depth everywhere, but you also start seeing the potential for it.
Exactly. It's about being more discerning about what we consume and what we value. It's about choosing the brightest minds over the loudest voices in our own lives.
I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners. Be discerning, seek out the substance, and don't be afraid to show off your own brilliance.
Precisely. Because brilliance is beautiful, and it's time we started acting like it. It's time to make wisdom worthy of admiration again.
I'm so ready for the shift. I think our culture is more than ready for it too. We've been at this crossroads for a while, and it's time to choose the path of growth.
I couldn't agree more. It's a journey worth taking, for ourselves and for the future of our civilization. Let's make it a bright one.
Let's do it. For real this time, Elena. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to go start my architecture research now.
And I'm off to find that philosophy book. Happy learning, Alex. And happy learning to everyone listening.
Actually, wait, Elena, I just thought of one more thing. What about the global intellectual networking part of the app? How does that work?
Oh, that's a brilliant feature. It's designed to connect people with similar intellectual interests across the globe. So if you're into architecture in London, you can connect with someone in Tokyo who's studying the same thing.
That's incredible. It's like a global study group, but for everything. It breaks down those geographic barriers and creates a truly global movement.
Exactly. It's about collaborative progress. When we share our knowledge and our insights, we all grow faster. It's the ultimate expansion through curiosity that the paper talks about.
I love that. It's not just about individual growth. It's about the collective growth of our species. It's about building a better future together.
And that's the long-term vision of the Spark campaign, to cultivate a more emotionally intelligent, curious, and innovative society, a society that is resilient and ready for whatever the future holds.
It's a bold vision, but I think it's exactly what we need. It's time to ignite that future. It's time to be the spark.
Well said, Alex. For the final time, let's go be the spark. See you later.
See you, Elena. And thanks again to everyone for joining us on this intellectual adventure. Stay curious, stay brilliant, and stay sexy.